What's going on, everybody? This is Roster of the Misfit Effect. And of course, I'm joined with a person that is so amazing. It is breathtaking. You know, she's always a joy to be around. My beautiful, wonderful, spectacular co-host, the lovely Miss Sarah Lace.
Hey Rostar, we back at it again for another episode of the Misfit Effect. And today we have a gorgeous, gorgeous Latina by the name of Alexa Chains. So hello, Alexa. How are you, babe?
Good. Thank you. Better now.
So,
You have such a cute smile, though.
Thank
right?
you.
So it's breathtaking over
Reason.
here.
Thank
So,
First
Alexa,
thing that caught my eye was that smile.
you.
so for the,
Lots of butt pictures on my ex. Yeah.
I want to say this. I want to say this. If every part of a human being is spectacular, you just gotta put up every part that everybody loves. So every part of you is spectacular. The smile, the eyes, the bum bum, everything.
Yeah.
So you just resonates beauty with every aspect.
Thank
And from my conversations with you, like via Messenger, even your personality is spectacular. So
you.
you just resonate greatness. So yeah. But anyway, for those out there who don't know who you are, who are you? Who is this individual?
I I've not earned the title of like porn star. I don't like say that to people. I just say like I'm a new amateur, adult performer because I feel like the people who are porn stars are like the greats, like they've earned their place and I came into this and I'm ready for hard work. But yeah.
But still, you can say who like. But the thing is, like, I'll say this, because I don't like to say porn stars because I've been around for too long to even talk about. And I do think there's a big difference between a dope performer and a
Yep.
porn star.
Yes.
But I always say Scarlet. You're an up and coming
Charlotte.
major Scarlet. I can say that.
Yeah, I can absolutely see that. I did see that you recently started in 2024. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's been like 9 months and it's wild, but I was like under a contract for the first 3 months. So I got a very slow start and I have been taking it slow. Like I'm not trying to run my own race. I feel like a lot of times there's girls who I admire it to like so much where they're like paratroopers. They hit the ground running. They're like 30 scenes out the gate, you know? But I'm not like everyone and I do want longevity. So I'm trying to like grow into things. And I think also I don't think it's not easy. It's even harder than I thought it was. Like I prepared myself mentally and was like, oh, I really want to do this. I've wanted to do it for since I was 18. And now I'm finally divorced. It's like, why not? But I was just like, it's even harder, guys. These fans need to appreciate because these women are sports followers. They just like make it, everything look so easy.
See, absolutely, because the thing is, like, we are on set for, I would say, an average of like 4 to 6 hours,
Yeah, minimum.
but they get a 30, 45 minute scene tops, you know?
Yep.
They don't see all the things in between. They don't see that time we take for paperwork, for talking about our do's and our don'ts, talking about what positions we're gonna have to get into, like
Yeah.
all that stuff. We basically do a dry run before we actually start the actual scene.
And they
Yeah.
don't see the annoying picture taking that you have to take beforehand.
Oh,
Where you gotta sit there like you're not having sex, you're just posing.
no.
So you just get in a position like, yes, I am posing right now. I am not having sex with her. And you gotta act toward the camera.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The two faces of and then like exactly.
Like all this, because mind you, when I first started, my O faces, like at least for pictures, were not the best.
Oh my
So one
gosh.
of the things that they were telling me was like, just say your syllables, just go A-E-I-O-U.
Oh, I love that.
Like, what? And they're like, yeah, just go A, E. Oh,
Oh, this is just so beautiful to watch.
how was that?
Yeah,
What about
those
sometimes
faces.
why?
I mean, I don't know.
I'm just joking.
I, but still, it definitely takes a learning curve when you
Yeah,
get started in the industry, when you finally realize, like, oh, we're not just jumping in and just fucking right off the bat.
yeah,
So
absolutely no.
I have a question for you. So what do you feel is the most important thing you've learned since you started in this industry? What do you feel is the most important thing you've learned so far in your journey?
Um, I think like there's like a scroll long list of like stuff I've learned so far. Like I seem to like to learn the hard way from mistakes, I guess.
Okay.
Um, but I think no amount genuinely, I think the main thing to that I learned that was the hardest was just like no amount of preparation, no amount of watching porn and studying porn essentially, and also seeing what others did is going to help you in any sort of way because there really is no recipe, there's no secret sauce. There's no like cookie cutter formula because every person is different and everyone has their own strengths, and you really just never know. Nothing is kind of guaranteed.
Absolutely. And I guess, what would you say is your niche, or who is Alexa as
Yeah.
far as within porn?
Yeah, I think honestly, my image in terms of like, branding is under construction because I didn't think of myself as a brand. So I kind of admire and a little bit of envy, content creators who came in and they had things kind of established. So this is like who they are, their persona. And I do think a little bit of yourself always does well because fans can kind of like, connect with you on that level. But in terms of like, who I am. I haven't found my niche yet. I'm trying to find it. There's things that I like more than others, like BDSM and bondage. But I have yet to like find where I'm like, okay, this is my home. This is what is me.
Have you had a chance to shoot any of that yet, or I'm be honest with you, I didn't go down your whole list of
Yeah.
accolades. But have you ever had the opportunity to shoot any of those yet?
No, I really want to work for kink, but I also think that there's a level of like preparation that goes into it. So there's stuff that I'm doing in my private life so that I'm ready for it because I think that it's so common when people want something and then they're like you mentioned, Sarah, it's like a 4 to 6 hour day minimum. So for kink, I know it's like a 10-hour day, and you can have a negative experience if you're not ready for how intense something is, and you think, oh, something's going to be easy or a certain way, but
Yeah, because
I know for them they do like go over a lot of stuff and they do like try to make sure that you're comfortable a lot
mhm,
of the times because I'm not gonna say names, but I know
yeah,
certain person who was on their set that was really into a lot of really big rough stuff,
mhm,
and they did something that she wasn't expecting, and she was like, "Hey," and they immediately stopped whatever,
yeah,
and braced it apart. So they're
yeah,
always making sure that you're good before anything goes.
yeah, of
So
course, yeah,
if you ever do kink, you'll have a fun time because
yeah.
they're really professional over there.
Awesome. No, I have no doubts of that. I just want to be like ready, because I think VR, regular boy girl stuff is so different because you have all these step plot lines, right? It's like so different. It's cheesy. It's nothing like that. It's like a whole different realm.
and mind you, I didn't think that the cheesy storylines were believable,
Mhm.
but somehow they kind of are, or maybe
Yeah.
people get too engrossed in it
Mm.
that I've had people be like, "Oh, wow, you're actually cheating on your husband and this, and that." And I'm like, That's just the storyline we went
Yeah.
with,
But they
you
take
know?"
it so seriously,
Yeah.
like yeah, like why are you cheating on Bill?
They're engulfed in the fantasy. They're too deep.
Exactly. Like we enjoy the fuck out of those
Yeah.
fantasies. We like being able to step away from who we are and
Mhm.
just kind of be this persona that they've asked
Yeah.
for in that storyline, you know?
Yeah.
Um,
It's so hot too to detach from like maybe you have like someone like a regular partner that you're with, and then it's like you can do stuff outside of that that's like something maybe you'd never do. I'd hear that's like a common thing where people's fantasies are like the opposite of what they like have
what
What
they
experienced.
feel like,
what's your favorite type
yeah.
of storyline?
Um, what's my favorite type of storyline?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like as far as the scenes go, like what scene, like what type of storyline is your type of favorite? Like, do you like for example, like we were talking about her doing a yoga scene before, like
Yeah.
a yoga scene, whatever, or do
Mhm.
you like the aspect of like you're a student, you're in college, you're a college student, and the professor be like, hey, and you're like, hey, what's your favorite type of
Yeah. I do love watching those, especially when the acting is great. I like it so much. No, I think for me, my favorite is when I mean, I haven't gotten used to it yet. It kind of feels foreign to me, and also I'm in that phase of like when I watch my stuff back, I'm like, oh no, my acting's not quite there yet. So I was like, but I prefer mainly like if I'm just kind of myself, like ones where it's like you're just a slut, you know why you're here, you know.
Yeah.
I want to say two things really quick. I've known people who won awards for their bad acting. So acting is always a growing.
I
Yeah.
didn't think that was what he was gonna say, but okay.
What? You thought it was gonna be nice?
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say something else.
Hey, no, 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 no. I ended it with like acting comes. You learn more as you go along. And being in porn since 2017, I've seen. No, that's not right. 2018.
Mm,
See, oldness. 2018. I've seen good, bad, and I've seen growth.
mm,
So don't worry about like where you feel your acting is at because it's always going to get better as you go along.
Mhm.
And as a person who loves storylines, like I cannot like as a viewer,
yeah,
consumer, I cannot get into a scene unless the storyline is somewhat enjoyable. Even if the acting is horrible,
yeah,
I just need to know why someone's there.
yeah.
Like you can't come on and just say like I don't like Gonzo. Like if
Um,
let's say for example you're doing a scene with Bob and then Bob comes in and says, "Hey Alexa, I just hit the lottery. Do you want to go with me somewhere?" And you're like, "Yeah." And then y'all go blah blah, and then y'all collect the money, and then y'all have an idea of just to have sex on the money. Fine. I know why you're there. I know the storyline. I know why you know Bob. And
yeah,
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm saying Bob because I just saw Thunderbolt, so leave me alone. And yeah, so I like stuff like
yeah.
that. So
You're like, no matter how convoluted the plot is, as long
yes,
as there's something to
yeah,
follow. Yeah,
yeah, because like I don't want to just walk in the scene like, hey, let's have sex, and
Yeah.
then they just tackle you, and then all of a sudden the dick is in your mouth or pussy is in your mouth. It's
yeah.
like okay,
Get here.
like I want to be like I'm a voyeur right now, but
Yeah.
I'm not into this, and I feel like I'm not included. I'm not included in the storyline. I have to walk away. I'm not allowed to watch.
Yeah.
That's just my viewpoint. I'm sorry. I'm weird like that. I'm one of those.
No, I like
Those
it.
weirdos.
From
So
your view, Alexa, what kind of scenes do you like? And as both as far as like Gonzo versus storyline, and then as far as like the actual like act of it, what kind of scenes do you like?
Yeah. I mean, anything that's gonna show off my butt. So, and I love oiled stuff. That's like my favorite. So, any chance I get to oil up my butt. And like, I actually did a scene which was, I can't say too much about it's going to be released later, but it's um, like the plot is so random. It just revs up. It goes like 0 to 100, and I'm like, whoa, I'm supposed to be the sweet innocent girl, and then I'm like oiling my ass, like basically like begging for. But I absolutely love it, and it's kind of I think stuff I do like Gonzo style just because it's uh the shooting style is really fun,
Mhm.
which I like. There's a lot of freedom in certain way, but I think probably for fans, POV is like a favorite. And I know when I watch POV porn, I feel definitely more connected with the girl, and it's like I'm watching it and I'm like, oh, she's seducing me just with her eyes and
Mhm.
things. So it's like, oh wow, I really like that aspect of it. But I think my personal favorite is probably Gonzo, less on the storyline, maybe because I'm not so comfortable with my acting yet, and I feel like corny boots. But any chance to get oiled up is, oh my God, just I love getting oil and also showing off, like I said, my best asset.
So
Yeah,
after this
is
podcast,
that your
I'm
favorite?
gonna after this podcast, I'm gonna find like three, four of her scenes and just watch the first 3, 4 minutes of just her acting, and then report back to her what I think of her acting. And
Oh,
I bet you it is really, really good, and she's just overthinking it. And I'm like 100% sure she's overthinking it. And I bet her acting
no.
is top tier. And she's like, well, I could have raised my hand like this, but I went like this, and I bet you it was like super fantastic, and it's Oscar worthy, and she's over here overthinking it.
You're so kind. No, I'm like honestly watching my first like scenes is jarring because I was so nervous and like the clumsiness of it all is just like, oh my gosh. I hope though that fans can see an evolution as I progress and be like, okay, there is there is an
I bet
incline.
I think like the first probably like 3, 4 scenes are always rough on a lot of people because it's your first scene because you like one you're depending on who you work with for your
Mhm.
first major scene, like if it's because some people are lucky enough to work with someone who they always wanted to work with,
Yeah.
and it's kind of like, oh, I'm jumping in automatically and working with Bob, and I've been a fan of Bob for like 6, 7 years, and now I'm on set. Now I gotta act. I gotta pretend I'm acting or try to enjoy this. And you're thinking like you're in your brain, and it goes away after a while. But I always feel like those first 4 scenes, you're learning the craft, and you're learning
Yeah.
how to. Even though you've had sex in your life,
Yeah.
it's different between having sex and acting like you're enjoying sex and in an acting manner. If that
Yeah.
makes sense to y'all out there.
Yeah.
Mind you, our personal moans versus our filming moans are at two different levels.
Oh yeah.
I think that was one of my first things that I had to learn was like, I'm not gonna say how to moan, but how to moan loudly,
Oh yeah.
without overdoing it too.
Yeah.
Because like, I don't know, personally, when I'm really into it and I'm actually gonna come, I'm not as loud personally as I am on film.
Yeah.
So
No,
I don't know about you.
it's very funny you say that because I felt like in the beginning I'm like, am I supposed to be theatrical with it?
I just got coffee and donut. Coffee.
I'm
I love
sorry. As you can see, Ace rudely interrupts us, bringing her,
no.
bring,
I have
bringing her
meanwhile I
coffee.
have my neighbors are getting their lawn cut, so we have that lovely lawn.
Yeah, I don't hear it. I don't hear
Oh,
it.
thank God.
They just did mine earlier too, and
Oh.
I see he brought her donuts, but didn't bring her tacos. But that's a different story.
Mind you, I love tacos. I feel like we may have mentioned this a few times in previous
It's
podcasts, but
Cinco de Mayo.
well, actually, yeah. Currently, we are filming this on Cinco de Mayo, so I will
Yes.
probably have some tequila and tacos later.
So
Yes.
I before while we were waiting for to go on with her, I sent them some tacos and donuts, and that's why she's just getting donuts now. But I told him to wait until after the podcast, and he couldn't wait.
He's
What
trying to
can
make sure that I eat because Like when I'm busy working, I kind of forget about you essentially you forget about yourself,
Yeah.
that self-care about making sure you eat 3 meals a day and whatever and take your vitamins. Like
Yeah.
I need that extra help.
But it,
Yes.
but anyway, I forgot we were talking about before he jumped in. Jesus Christ.
I completely lost my train of thought too. I'm so focused now. I'm like, I want to
Yeah,
You're like,
no.
I want
vicariously
some
live through
tacos.
you.
No, we were talking about being on set,
Mhm.
acting, and something else after that. And I don't. Oh, how about how good her acting skill is? That's what we were talking about. We were talking about how stellar her acting was, and she's not thinking she's the best, and she's Oscar worthy. And then we stopped for a second.
Yeah. I did want to bring up the fact though, we are our own worst critics.
Yeah.
So you may think you're terrible, but everyone else is like, I want more.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, please give me more Alexa. Like, I want more of her. She's so beautiful. She's amazing. And here you probably are just second guessing yourself.
I know
I
she
should get
is.
paid to overthink.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I bet. Like
Enjoy.
I'm saying right now. She deserves to be like get an award right now, and she's like, well, I don't know, and I bet she's super fantastic and like blazing better than 85% of the people in the industry right now with her acting skills. So
Most
stop
definitely.
stop stop doubting yourself, my friend. Stop doubting
You.
yourself. Making sure. So crazy question. So
Mhm.
what's been the craziest thing that has happened so far to you on set? Like crazy as in like, you find it funny, hilarious, or like just something that's like, oh wow, that just happened on set.
Um, it's kind of funny. My life is crazier, well, was crazier outside of porn, but on in porn, I think more just like the surreal feeling of having like 10 to 20, 10 people or like, so many people around you while you're doing those stills, right? Before sex. You're just like doing and like having them all around you and it's like so awkward. I was just like, oh my gosh, like I don't, it's not weird though. It's more just like if you're not experienced and you're coming in and you're like, this is so crazy. Like, um, to have this many people around and like I've also been on a big set where I was just an extra, but like getting to see how many people are like just doing pussy lights and like different stuff. I'm like, this is insane. This is absolutely amazing. But I haven't had anything crazy happen. No wild bodily functions, luckily. I fingers crossed that I don't have any embarrassing accidents or
I
anything,
don't I
but
don't always I don't always consider it bad. Like it's like I've heard stories of someone. It's just a lot of crazy stuff that happens on sets in general. That's not bad. It's just
yeah,
that was hilarious. That just happened. You know, like
yeah.
I was literally filming someone the other day and I got kicked in the head 3 times. Because I had to do a close up and the female's foot just kicked me like 3 times and I had to still maintain the position without, getting knocked out.
Oh my
God.
gosh.
And like my balance is already messed up. Then to be get like kicked in the head.
Look, Alexa, the longer you're in the industry, the more funny and or crazy shit you will experience. I will
That's
say it's not usually bad. It's usually
It's usually
just like,
just
wow,
hilarious.
that
yeah.
happened.
That
Like,
just happened. So have
Yeah.
you have you been to the award shows yet or the conventions just yet?
Yes, I recently went to AVN for the first time, the awards and the
Okay.
convention. It was really cool. It was obviously great to like see people. And I felt honestly like such a huge fan. I mean, I am. So it was just like I was fangirling the whole time. Yeah, and it was just really I wish I'd gone sooner. I always wanted to go. It's kind of crazy. I kind of wish I was like, why didn't I go before? You know, buy some underwear and Polaroids.
right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
know,
go and be in that feminine, that beautiful feminine space. And obviously not
Yes. Oh my
Coachella.
God. Yeah. The beauty in both with all, oh my gosh, like both genders just like, oh my God, so hot. It's like the probably all the besides Coachella, it's probably like the most hot people in one space.
Exactly.
I haven't been to either one of those two things.
I mean,
I've never been to AVN. I've never been to Coachella.
I've I've been to both in a sense. I've completely been to AVN for sure, but for Coachella, I didn't actually go inside. I just
Mm.
went to the Hard Rock and like fucked a couple, like an actual couple. I was like
That
their
is so
add-on for
hot.
threesome. And like
You
that
were
was
cruising.
yeah. I just enjoyed the fuck out of myself. So I don't know. That was my quote unquote Coachella experience.
Yeah, I think a lot of people too now, it's even more so people just go to make content with like other, because so many people are there and then it's like, oh, I'm just gonna go and I don't even have to go to Coachella. I can just make content because everyone's out there at that kind
Exactly.
of time.
I'm not a party girl, but I still like to be in like fun environments, you know?
Hmm.
Like I remember I one time I was like, "Ugh, I want to go like I guess party or whatever. I just want to go oomsh, 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 oomsh,
Yeah.
oomsh." And that's it. Like I just want to dance a little bit and just be with the vibes.
Yes.
I think a lot of people just go literally just go to AVN just for content and purposes because it's like everybody is centered, and it's like the only time people can say, "Well, I'm not in LA, I'm not in Vegas, I'm not in Miami, I'm not here or there." You know,
Hmm.
I'm back in my hometown of Idaho, you know, or Iowa, you know. So everybody usually are is centered or whatnot. So, but
Yeah.
I would say like in my opinion, the main four award shows are always fun to attend, even if you're just not doing content. You just want to experience it to see because
Yeah.
different people go to different award shows. You know,
Yeah.
because that's again, I've never been to AVN, but I've been to all the ones in LA. So, are you
Hmm.
gonna hit up XRCO?
I'm sorry.
XRCO is the award show. She's like, what is XRCO?
No.
XRCO
Call
XRCO
roster,
is
she's new.
It's the X Critic Award show. This is at the very end of May. So this month is will be previous and by the time this airs. But
Mm.
are you attending that one?
No. No,
Okay.
and I'm also not going to Miami. I think there's also
XFIS Miami, yeah.
yeah.
But I can say this. I can
Mm.
say this because this is gonna air after it's gonna be announced. She is one of the lingerie hosts for the Urban X Awards, just like Sarah Lace is. I can say that on here because it's going to air a few months from now, so I can get away with it. So yeah, I can get away with it. Yeah. So she's gonna be one of the hosts for that. So if you want to see her like doing the dang thing, living her best life, you know, she's gonna be one of the people we're gonna put on a poster and say, "Hey, this girl's a SHIT," and you don't want to miss seeing her because she's a SHIT. Her name is Alexis Chains. She will tie you up.
Practice
Probably
shibari.
will be the first place we meet in person then. If both of us are gonna be there.
Yes, absolutely.
That would
You
be
know,
amazing.
I actually was looking at one of your scenes that you were nominated for Best or List. Yeah, it was I think college cuties or something. Yeah, and I was like, oh my God, you literally look the same. Like,
You.
yeah,
Thank
oh my
you.
God, you don't age. Yeah.
I mean, you know, us Latinas and people of color, like, so fresh,
Yeah.
I mean, y'all both look under 25, so
right? This
I
is why
just
we
I
sell
just
that
I just
teen
look like an old fart over here.
hormone.
So I do. I've learned to accept it. I am over 40 years old. I've accepted the fact that I'm old. So at this point, At this
Are you
point, I just
using one of those sex chairs?
uh,
Not yet. He doesn't
No,
have
no.
one just yet, but
Okay.
he shall.
I have looked them up. I have thought about doing getting them. I'm like, you know what? This will make life easier because I'm not as mobile as I'm not as mobile as I used to be. So it's kind of like, what can I do to like have to move the lease? So I joking like Sarah knows I have my Freddy gloves um of just finger vibrators. So I use those and like, hey, I got a glove to make sure that at least make sure both of us calm at the end of the day. Even if I can't do what I can't do anymore. We're gonna have fun in some capacity.
Exactly.
Like, one of us is gonna nut, and it can't just be me. So
No, toys are essential. I think like anytime they make things so much better. And like I love toys.
I have and you probably heard this on one of our podcasts. I literally have a box, three boxes actually now, full of just sex toys. Because I get them for free.
Mhm.
And so, and I think it's like because I record people, and sometimes if I'm recording people, I will get, a color chart of like, let's say for example, I was doing a Christmas thing, whatever. I would get red, green, all the
And white.
Christmas, like, yeah, thank you, the Christmas colors, and say, which one do you want to use in this Christmas themed sex scene? And you grab the green one, so the red and white one just go into the box, and it's just there. And I'm like, and people come by to either do the podcast, the newscast, or they come by just to chill. I'm like, please take please take these toys. I'm not going to use them. Like I'm a very very straight confident male, but none of this is going inside of me at any capacity. Please take, please take,
Giver.
and I force people to leave, and not just my porn star friend, my civilian friends, to leave with sex toys.
That's very generous of you. They probably love you so much because they're so expensive.
Yeah, you do,
Yeah.
because someone came here and took a torso.
Yeah, I did.
Not just you,
Yeah,
like
I fucking did.
four, like at least five people have come through here and
How,
took
mind
torsos.
you, I was struggling to get that through, not through TSA, but like through the airport, because like
Hmm.
you already come with a set amount of bags
Yeah.
with weight to them.
Hmm.
And I had to kind of finagle things around, and then I left some things behind at his place just so I can get that toy on in my bag. It was either that or paying like the baggage the overweight fee
Yeah,
basically.
I'd say it's worth it. And those things are so heavy. They're
Yeah,
crazy heavy. It's
Yeah,
kind of crazy.
I'm sorry.
absolutely. It
I
was
just looked
18
down and
pounds,
saw.
and I was like, okay, have to figure out how to repack again.
Yeah.
Well, like she took a sex machine. Like people came here and like took sex machines too, and she just left hers here. And she said, "I'll get it eventually." And now it's just a random sex machine in my closet.
Yeah, it didn't fit. So I was like, okay, I'll be back. I'll be back for this.
Yes.
But on the
I do.
topic of toys, Alexa, what is some of your favorite toys that you've used both in your personal life or on film?
I think any type of vibrator, obviously Hitachi like is the best, but vibration is so good. It's like unbeatable. I like when girls tell me in a girl scene, oh, I prefer fingers, but like for me, I'm one of those people that can only climax with with
I
vibration. It's
know
so
a few
good.
girls who really hate even fingers going inside of them.
Hmm.
They don't mind the rub. I'm
Yeah.
sorry I had to do it that way. The rub.
Yeah.
They hate the fingers. No, no, I lick my finger. I lick like it's just like a brain habit. The rub, whatever. But they hate, actually penetrating them with their fingers. So
Yeah.
they hate that. So I mean, I know everybody has their own thing. So yeah, yeah. So where do you see yourself in 5, 10 years from now? What is your goal for the next 5, 10 years? Like what is your goal?
Please excuse the lawnmower. I've been trying
I
to
don't hear it.
mute intermittently. Okay, cool. It's obnoxious. It's like bugging me. Um, but I'm actually gonna wait till it passes.
I don't. We
We
don't hear
actually
it.
cannot hear
We
it at
don't hear
all.
it.
Okay.
He doesn't believe us.
Okay, sorry about that. Well, I think honestly, I'd say like a 5 year plan. I do have a 10 year plan for something outside of porn, but in porn, I think I just want to like I would like to move into the MILF category. You know,
Okay.
I think there's a lot of like because 28 is such a weird age, right? And like you have to think about how people look at your age and it's so bizarre, right? But we're like basically a product and you have to fit into certain categories. And definitely there's certain scenes where it's like you can look like a teen, you know, you can get away with it, or they're like it's more just for the outfit. But for my plan, I just want to do like the scenes that are really important to me. Like I really admire Evil Angel. I watched Belladonna's scenes and she moved into directing, and I've also watched other people who had just I have so many um, different women performers that I admire, and I like would love to do a scene that I'm just so proud of. So I think in terms of goals, it's just to like really show that I can do something other than like, because there's varying levels, right? So I want to just showcase the best side of me, but there's no like plans of like I need this to solidify or for me to
Mhm.
be a to like say that I'm successful now or something, you know.
I
I
get it.
understand, and
Yeah.
the thing is, like, I understand, like, you want to squeeze into that MILF category because
Mm.
technically they consider males in porn age 27. But the
Yeah.
thing is, be and this is going to your great genes.
Mm.
You don't look the age just yet, and you might like, respectfully.
Yeah.
You have a look to you that's going
Uh,
to keep you out of being forced, or I would
uh,
say forced, being, initially thrown in that category of MILF
yeah.
because of your youthfulness.
Mm.
So, and so unless you do something crazy and you make yourself all wrinkly like my face,
Oh.
you're gonna be, you know, in that 20 to 24
Yeah.
casting range, until you are visibly, or okay, yeah, you're older.
Yeah. I think
Well, it depends on your agent too, because
yeah.
sometimes agents automatically say, "Oh, you're 32. We're gonna put you there." Because I know a young lady who was 31, and she still looked like she was 20, and they still would put her in teen scenes. So because she looked so young, so
And I will say some of it has to do with like if they get a boob job, then they'll just automatically throw them in the MILF because they're like, oh, big titties, you're a big titty MILF now. And you're just like, well, I still look young though. But I feel like that in a sense, it's understandable, but I feel like what a lot of it really has to do with is our face and how we look, you know? And mind you, Alexa, we're both the same age and we're both looking young as fuck.
You know, it's
what is your zodiac? I'm just gonna get a month.
my zodiac.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a Virgo.
Okay.
We're
When,
we're
when,
evil.
when,
Just
when,
kidding.
when, yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. If you have ever listened to my podcast, I always say those damn Virgos. I say
I
that a
love
lot.
it.
It's like, not
Everyone
like,
hates Virgos.
no,
Even
it's,
Virgos hate Virgos.
it's,
Oh my God.
I'm gonna say something. So, like, 95% of my exes, all Virgos, are born in September. Like 95% of them. It is just like, it's not like I go out and like, so what's your zodiac sign? You're a Virgo? Let's date. It's just, we're out on the second and third day. So when's your birthday? Uh, September 18th. Really?
Just like how?
It's like,
How
damn
did we get this
it.
again?
Like another Virgo. Here we go. No, I love them to death. It's just random as heck. So, Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No,
It's,
I
those,
love that. I know exactly what you mean, and I actually joke about it all the time because whenever I tell people I'm a Virgo, they're like, oh, they sigh. They're like, that's everyone. They're most annoying. It's kind of like Gemini's get such a bad rap.
Yeah.
yeah,
See,
like
at least in my case, it's
Mhm.
Geminis, Leos, and Aries, where I'm kind of
Mm.
iffy with, you know,
Yeah,
just had weird relationships with people who have been that
yeah.
zodiac. But I feel like I've gotten along with a lot of Virgos.
Mm.
So
Ooh, yay.
hmm.
Giving you the
might have some
smiles.
See,
chemistry.
I'm just a lonely Capricorn, and no one thinks about the Capricornians. Like,
The forgotten earth
yeah,
sign.
the forget like no one cares about us Capricorns. But no, I have too much Virgo energy. Like I'm
You
a
know what
Capricorn.
though? Capricorns are the most hardworking and they have like the best work ethic, best money skills, just like, people think it's Leo, but they're just, when it comes to Leo, it's like the confidence. But I think for Capricorn, you guys are like the ones to aspire to
Yeah,
to look at.
that's why everybody say I don't.
Yeah.
They always say I'm always working. I never sleep.
It's
But
always working.
I'm a Capricorn with a Virgo rising, Virgo and Virgos and Venus. Like I have a lot of freaking Virgo energy, so it's just like all over. Anyway, not to go too depth on into
Oh, that's
signs,
Let's
another
just make
thing.
it.
So you
because
mentioned Earth, which actually brought me to this. When I was doing a search of you, it
Mhm.
said that you have three tattoos, if it's correct. You have
Yes.
a tree on your right inner forearm,
Uh-huh.
then text on your left flank, and FML in a heart on your right inner ankle.
Yes. On my cankle, yes.
Oh my God. So tell me, which one was your first tattoo
Mm.
and which one was your most interesting tattoo to get?
Ooh, my first tattoo was the one on my ribs, which is just the writing. It was like not a lot of thought, and it says "Ce qui me nourrit me détruit," which is French. It says "What nourishes me destroys me." It was like I thought I was moody, big and bad,
Yeah.
18. I got it in a garage, really classy. So yeah, for $40 from someone's cousin. And then with my ankle situation. I said it because I have huge calves. So um, I, again, a moody Tumblr girl. So I thought I was hot shit and I thought it was funny. And it was one of those like not Black Friday, but like kind of like a Friday the 13th sort of deal. Everyone goes to get a shitty tattoo. So I did the same thing. And I actually got it matching with my sister. So she has a shitty ankle tattoo as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's pretty adorable.
Yeah.
it
But
just
like,
I never would have got a tragic tattoo. All my tattoos got mean, like have like sentimental meaning. I'm like, I need some more. I was gonna get one 2 weeks ago, but I couldn't decide on one.
That's probably better than like doing something on a whim and then it's forever because think about it, like it was less than, $100 and it's gonna take like hundreds of dollars if I want to, get it lasered off. And I will say it's like maybe more thought is better when it comes to permanent things on your body.
Yeah, that's why I said to him like, I want
Yeah.
this. I might get this. I was like, this is gonna be here and there forever.
Yeah.
And like, do I really want?
honestly,
Mm-mm.
at least smart enough to not get a copyrighted tattoo.
Ooh.
Because like within the industry, like you'd have to basically airbrush that out in order to appear in anything.
Oh wow. I had no idea.
Yeah, you
That's
gotta
Yeah.
that's
like it
crazy.
doesn't take that long to get them out, especially like in general. But whenever you do your own stuff and you still don't want it to show, it just takes time because you don't have a whole team like surrounding your body. Like we're getting rid of this tattoo.
Yeah.
Just you like trying to see it depending on where it's at, and
Yeah.
God forbid it be like in an area where you need someone else to do it because you can't reach it.
Yeah.
I think I remember hearing that someone had like a Nike logo. They had like the check mark on their body, and they basically had to like airbrush that out for every single scene.
Oh my goodness, that's
Mhm.
horrible. Because Dermablend is expensive. Like I'm just thinking of the
Exactly.
effort and everything. I'm like, oh, that sounds like a nightmare. And they're like a walking ad for Nike, which is so funny.
Exactly.
So
They
here's
get a cease and desist very quick with that one.
Yeah.
Certain companies like Nike, like you get a cease and desist so quick.
Yeah, I don't want to mess with them.
yes,
And
I seen something yesterday, 2 days ago, that I'm surprised like people got away with doing it, and I'm
mm,
just guessing the people who own that trademark have not said anything. They probably have like at this point when this airs,
mhm.
but they haven't yet. And I'll tell y'all after the podcast what I saw. But it's like, oh my God, like really? Like no one thought to, not do that, and they did it anyway.
Yeah.
I get that. It happens. It definitely happens. But on another note, I want to know more, a little bit more about you, Alexa. So what are some of your, I guess,
RB,
hobbies?
what do you do for fun? What does Alexa do for fun? What's a fun day in Miss Chang's land?
It's kind of awesome, super boring, but
You are not a
like
boring. Your thing says you are a
Love boring
nerd
things.
girl. It says you are a nerd girl, and I want to hear about your nerdisms.
okay. Well, okay, I recently started reading romance novels.
See, that's what she does all the time.
Like it sounds crazy, but it has the best vocabulary. I feel like I'm learning so many new words and I'm like, oh, like in a romance novel, and I've read so far like the cheesy kind of 80s ones, with the signature picture of the guy shirtless vibe. And then I've also read stuff where it's like newer, kind of cheesy, where they're taking characters that you already know, like from maybe your favorite movie, kind of like fan fiction-y, very Wattpad. If
Mhm.
you know what it is, Wattpad coded, or like, and I'm just like, oh my God, they're so imaginative. But it's so funny because some of the stuff is like brings you back to like high school, and it's like, why is this giving over the jeans? The tension is so strong. Like, and it's like I honestly just laugh when I read it because um it's not like sexy turn on. I love it so much, and I'm trying to read more, which is good because I'm on my phone, like on YouTube, probably a scary amount.
I get
I
that.
mean, that's
I
okay.
totally.
And what I say again, all she does is read. Like
Mhm.
we be sitting here watching television, watching anime, and she's just over here on her on her thingy,
On the Kindle app on my phone,
Yeah.
just
reading.
just reading, and be like, yeah, I just finished another two books while we just sitting back doing nothing, watching anime. It's like,
Yes.
oh, okay.
What
I
a crazy night I'm having.
What else do you do for fun outside of reading books?
Yeah. Um, Roller skating, and I'm actually trying to get out and go to, like, there's a dungeon nearby me that I really want to go to just like get exposed and actually do like some rope work and get better at
Oh,
bondage.
you mean that type of dungeon?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I like Dungeons and Dragons though, but I'm too afraid to go and play with anyone. I've tried to do like family nights where we play Dungeons and Dragons, but it's like herding cats. They're not going to listen and they don't want to read the rules, so I'm not going to be able to play Dungeons and Dragons with family anytime soon.
I've like honestly, like, I'm gonna get to what you just said in a second, but
Mhm.
I've tried to do a few game nights, and like the three that I've had, like the first one we ended up not doing anything, and then the last minute they said, "Oh, let's just play Smash Bros." And they played one game of Smash Bros. And they left. The other two times, I have a pool in my backyard in my house. Like they were like, "Yeah, let's while we wait for everybody, let's go swim," and they go swim the entire time. And then it's like, okay, now it's time for y'all to leave. We ain't playing not one dang game. Y'all just eliminated the purpose of coming to my home. And I purchased all this food for we can
yeah.
play, so we can play games. And my someone has brought like 10 board games, and we didn't even read the instructions. Anywho,
Get that?
when it comes to BDSM, because you brought it up a few times,
Yeah.
what are all your kinks,
Mhm.
so to speak, in that realm?
Yeah, I am not into humiliation like play, but I know I'm like but I do like rough stuff like choking and it's pretty standard in mainstream now. I think a lot more people are like sex positive in that term, like where they're like they like choking and it's like yes, daddy sort of energy. It's definitely more common now. But
Have you
my
done the
favorite is like,
BDSM test?
huh?
Have you taken the BDSM test?
No, there's a test.
Take it,
Yes,
yes.
test.
I know I'm probably like extra sub, like subby. I am a simp. I am a huge simp. I love to like serve but my favorite is like impact play.
Okay.
See, like I'm gonna send you the link later, and you can take it. Then I can show you my results. I would just say to you, I got 4 100%, and one of my 100% is the Grady. So yeah.
Yes. And mind you, I'm more of a praise kink person, you know?
Mm,
So like, dom me, choke me, whatever, but call
yeah.
me a good girl while you do it.
Yes. Oh my goodness. That's so hot. Yeah. I love that too.
See, and I
I
can't
always tell
praise.
people like no humiliation, praising, okay?
Yeah.
Tell me I'm a good girl. Tell me I'm sucking it right and licking
Yeah.
it, whatever, like
See, and
Yeah.
tell me what to do. But
I'm a quiet person. So if I'm doing something with someone, I'm just okay, yeah, thank you, thank you. That feels good. I appreciate it.
I love it.
It's like get
You,
on out of here, go.
you're probably gonna make them unintentionally work even harder because they're like, I need to please you, I need to please you. They're
Yeah,
just like
I,
frantically
I
trying to
am
get.
I am easy to please. Because like I would say, like I would always say, like I'm more asexual than anything. So
Mhm.
I'm more about making sure you're good. So you don't even need to touch me much.
Yeah,
Like 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 I could do all the stuff I need to do to you, and I can just
yeah,
finish myself. I mean, I'm more so about, pleasing someone else in that aspect.
yeah.
But I'm more so like I have a rod, an electric rod. You can shock me all day and just hit me inside the head with a few whips, and I'm good. I'm good to go.
Oh my
Like,
God, you're amazing.
yeah,
You're
yeah,
probably like,
yeah. Just like you can just humiliate me, beat me, like smack me inside the head with whatever, and then like yeah, we can just do what all you need. What do you need? What can I do to serve you now?
oh,
And
I,
there are literal pictures of me and like on a leash, walking around on gravel, like the rocks. Just
oh my God, your knees.
yeah, on my
Yeah.
knees,
Oh,
in shorts, in
exactly.
shorts.
You
oh,
know,
and your palms. I could just like feel it.
Yeah, I'm one of them.
I love that
That
though because it's always nice to like I I know what you mean because I like to serve and I'm like no one's gonna want to pay to watch me like do stuff like I want to be used as an object and similarly walked on a leash or like but I don't think because there's like that penetrative component that maybe it's not gonna be as
oh
entertaining.
no, there are so many people. Like you probably won't make it like a lot in mainstream, but your
Mhm.
OnlyFans, there are so many people that like I don't. Side note, since you do OnlyFans, right? Am I right? What is it?
Uh yes, it's not launched yet though.
Oh, well, okay.
Yeah.
People will request the strangest things in the dang world and be happy about it. Because I've asked people, what's the strangest thing you got? And I've heard stories, and one that always sits with me is like, I've heard me during before you listen to the podcast. Somebody wanted someone fully clothed. Matter of
Mhm.
fact, feel like this. The shirt you're wearing shows some cleavage. They wanted to show less than that. But all they wanted was a person to have their hand underneath their armpit making the farting sound. And that's all they wanted for like 10 minutes.
Oh
That's
my
it.
God.
And I'm like, and I'm not kink shaming. It's just
Yeah.
different to me. It's like
Yeah.
I like personally, I don't get it. but I respect that you are open enough to say, tell like this performer or whoever, yes, I really love just hearing underpit fart noises because I know three people who literally used to just do fart videos and that's what people paid for. And it's like, okay, that's different. I respect it.
I love the spectrum of sexuality, man. It's so crazy because sometimes you also find new kinks that you didn't know you would like. I stumbled upon it, like, I like watching certain, like, big butt porn, and there was this Russian femdom who was, like, farting in his face, and her ass was, like, smothering him. And I was like, oh my God, I think I want to be farted on. Like, I never thought I would say that.
Get that? Like, mind you, as someone who's been in the industry now for 8 years, I am exploring kinks that 8 years ago I did not think I was like even gonna bother to try, you know?
Yeah,
Because, like, part of being in the industry is kind of opening your mind a little bit more and being essentially more open to certain suggestions or certain requests.
yeah.
So instead of being like, oh, no, I'm not doing that, I don't do that, I was just like, huh, tell me more.
But
Yeah.
it always you learn to be accepting of some because I mean there's one that I literally can't I will never ever do and I find it
Mhm.
very utterly disgusting. But
Okay.
it's one of the most it was one of the most popular kink thingies in the world. I'm sorry. I'm very extremely podophobic.
Oh,
So
yeah.
anything that has to do with feet is disgusting to me.
Keep those things away from
Like,
me.
like it is like she's doing that because her sock is on. If her sock wasn't on, I couldn't even look at that stream. I would darn near give her this video to edit because those damn nubs of a damn foot
Mhm.
are so disgusting to me.
Yes.
Like I literally like you know I do photography. So literally if
Mhm.
I have to take pictures of feet, I will know where your feet is or take a picture and then click it. And when it comes time to edit, I will put them all in a row and I will just copy the edit style and just
Mhm.
hope the pictures look okay. 'Cause I literally cannot stand just looking at a barefoot.
Oh my God. That is so awesome. I love that because I feel like so many, I mean, now every guy is like, there's like a joke even where it's like, no free foot pics. No, like,
Yeah. And
Exactly.
I'm not wearing sandals. You don't get to see my feet for free. It's like such a funny thing. It's like a trope now almost. It's become
yeah,
something that people put on like, you know, posts and
yeah, people
yeah.
love feet and like I mean to
Yeah.
each their own. I just know.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if I'm ever like kidnapped and they want information, they just gotta touch me. They got just gotta threaten me.
No.
Like
They're
I
breaking
will
with the feet.
I will put my left foot on your foot. What do you want to know? They're at they're on Pennsylvania Avenue, 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, Washington D.C. Go get them. Like yeah, like I no.
People tell them the maiden name and
Maiden
all
name,
the
like
info they need.
their name is
Put your feet on him.
Bob Williams. They were born January 18th, 1982. What
Mhm.
do you want to know? Their social? Yeah.
Be like that. Mind you, before I even got started with the industry, I didn't even think about like feet as a fetish, you know?
Yeah,
But now that I've been in it for quite a while now, it's one of the most requested things that I get is
yeah,
either foot worship or ass worship.
that is awesome.
Love it. I absolutely love it, because I'm not much of a dom, but
Hmm.
I feel like doing basically foot worship stuff and
Yeah,
basically, even with just camera work, like telling the camera,
yeah.
like, be my submissive and this, and that. I'm like, yeah, you're gonna worship these feet. Like,
Yes, they're paying for your pedicures, you know? These guys are amazing. They're dedicated. They're like, "Oh, can you do this certain color?" It's kind of crazy.
I've heard people want pictures of people's feet right before they go get pedicures. So when it's not ready yet and they still
Oh,
want
that's evil.
that's what they
Because
want. It's like,
I just feel like I'm like terrified of that because it's like I feel like I have like hobbit feet, so if anyone has
Oh
hobbit
my
feet
God.
then hit me up. But it's like
that's what my
I
friend
do
calls my
not.
feet.
Bitch, is you a hobbit? She's gonna ask me if I'm a hobbit.
Oh my God.
I got the reference. For anybody out there got the reference for South Park?
Yes.
But mind
Yes.
you, there's so many things about feet that people love, and
Yeah.
obviously it varies amongst the person, but some people really do like quote unquote ugly feet,
Yeah. Oh
you
my
know,
goodness. I
and
that's
there's
my new niche then. That's my untapped market.
Like
It's ugly
whatever you think
feet.
will shine,
there
go
are
for it.
people who really love the ballerina feet. I want to
Oh
call it that.
yeah. Oh
People
my
Mhm.
love
gosh.
the ballerina feet. So
Mhm.
you'd be surprised what weird things that people love to see. And it's like I'm still getting used because I wasn't used to like, pee,
Mhm.
and that still is different to me. And I've
Yeah.
even recorded one of those scenes, and it
Okay.
still was I'm more concerned about, the liquid coming back toward my foot.
Yeah.
And I'm
You're in the
like,
splash zone.
yeah, it's like, yeah, no, because I'm no kink shame. No kink shame. Because I'm into weird things too. So it's like, okay. But go ahead with your weird things. I'm sorry. We will find
No,
weird.
no, I love it. This is awesome. Honestly, like um my stuff is not that weird. I think I just like really like pushing myself with impact play. Like I've probably told this story a few times to people just like talking because they're like, "What do you mean by impact play?" I was like, "I mean, like I literally had bought a carpet, like those rattans to beat a carpet.
Oh
I
Yeah.
yeah.
had that broken over my butt, and I was like getting different things so that they can cane me so many times and to break it. So like I wanted to like see how many like it's not lashings, it's not a whip, but like how
How many
like
strikes?
yeah, I could take basically. And I like pushing myself in that weird way where it's like I get really off on it. I don't know. It's like that's something that I like.
Oh, you're just a little masochist. That's all.
Yeah.
He's a little masochistic. I get it.
Yeah.
Masoch Masochism is fun. Everybody can't do masochism.
Yeah.
You know, is it like? By the way, out there, if y'all listening and y'all do masochism stuff, make sure you know what you're doing to not injure somebody. That's the most important thing in the world.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Message.
Yes.
Yeah, just throw it
Oh,
out there.
It it's actually funny that you say that because I was going on FetLife. I don't know if you're familiar with FetLife.
I have an account on FetLife.
I was married and on FetLife and trying to get my rocks off, like, hitting up random people. And I ended up like using several different, like, these are, this is old guys, they're not like attractive and there's no compensation involved. I was just like, I'm trying to get, I'm into this fantasy. Do you want to, meet and do this? And like, luckily I didn't have any bad experience, but I did have one time where, um, I think especially as like the dom, like you're saying, safety wise, they have to like not be. Now I have a rule when I'm doing personal stuff, no like no substances, like no drinking, because if the dom can't stop me when because I love to push myself, and then it's like I could faint or something crazy could
Yeah.
happen. And so I didn't have anything like that happen, but I did push myself a little too far. And then the next day I was like, oh man, I fucked up because I wasn't feeling things. It was delayed.
Yeah.
It's always important to make sure that even if like someone say they're okay, that they can handle it, to know when not to continue on doing it because you can really injure somebody or leave a forever scar, and you don't want that.
Oh, yep. Yeah, my butt looked crazy. It was like, but I was so proud of it. It was like black and blue. It didn't look sexy. It was very like welts and like all these raised bumps. And I was like, oh, I don't know. I like took a billion pictures of it.
Yeah, So in my living room right now, it's a paddle, but it's like it has like every finger of a hand. So it's like this.
Hmm.
And someone who's really into that was like, that's too much for me. I can't. I'm like, it's the fun thing. It's a
Yeah.
hand. Why don't you like a hand? And like they were just because it has ripples, like the bumps, the ripples in it.
Oh,
And like I'm like, someone out there loves it.
yeah. Seriously.
And like I don't like do you like electrocution?
I
No.
haven't tried it yet. I've looked at toys and I'm looking into trying certain things. Um, but right now I'm currently like anal training actually, which is a little it's completely in a different direction.
I mean, people love anal.
Yeah.
A lot of people love anal.
Yeah.
And sorry. No, I'm laughing. I'm laughing because before you came on, we were talking about an episode we were editing,
Mhm.
and the whole podcast was about anal and how I've never given someone anal, and they were making fun of me. So
No, oh
Yeah.
my gosh. No, it's nothing to like I
yeah,
mean, pussy's too good sometimes. I even prefer it. Look, if I was a guy, I think the sensation I've heard a lot that the sensation is completely different because it's like, you know, cold, drier, all these different
you say
uninviting.
Uninviting. No, I
Yeah.
get it. Like, I feel like obviously not everyone's into anal, but like you have to know what you're doing
Oh
in
my God,
order
yeah.
to do it. You know,
Hmm.
some people who have never done it before, I'm like, oh yeah, can I stick it in? And it's like, ooh, first of all,
Yeah.
foreplay. Second of all, is she ready back there? You know,
Oh my God, yeah.
like,
No,
yeah.
I've
No one wants to play in the mud.
yeah, thank you. That
um,
too. Oh my God, like I'm so scared of just that very thing because I have had anal sex in my personal life, but these cocks in porn are just monstrous. There's like, and I'm just so scared of like I'm gonna, I have all these like fears. I'm like, I want to poop on someone. That's so
I want to
scary.
say this. If you've done it in your personal life,
Yeah.
whatever, like you can just build up
Mhm.
with the size and width of a human.
Mhm.
Because like if they're really like long and skinny, then it's
Uh-huh.
a difference. But if they're just girthy,
Yeah.
it won't go up that far to pull the poop down.
Gotcha.
So and it also depends on what you eat the day before. So
yep.
I know that much.
Yeah.
Everything like she's been nominated for her booty, so her booty insides. So she probably know more than me. But
Uh,
yeah,
I've taken quite a few inches up my butt, I will say that. My record was what 12, 13 inches
you
up
said
my
who?
booty?
Who?
Yeah.
And you're
Who?
tiny.
It was McConaman. That was the biggest
Oh.
I had in me.
Someone did just come go to the box and take a 15-inch dildo,
That's
16
a
inch
bit
dildo.
much, mind you, because like I don't know, dildos, it's like they try to make it like proportional with the
Mhm.
the length and width, you know? So
Yeah.
usually the longer it is, the girthier it is. In
Mm,
real life, that
Yeah,
doesn't always, you know.
it was like this I just dropped my thing. They're like you can't see my hands,
Maybe
but
like
they're
Coke
like that
bottle.
big, and then it was just like
oh,
then it was just like my arm length. Yeah, probably bigger, like yeah, the size of my arm.
oh my God.
And she was just holding it like to her head, smacking herself with it. Can I take this?
Oh my God.
I
She
would
was eager.
do.
She was eager to get home.
And what's so sad was that was the second one I had of that size I was taking in the last 3 months. I'm like, all these girls just want these big old.
Oh
They
man,
want
no.
the big ones.
I worked, okay. This is not anal, but this is in the realm of obnoxiously large penises. I did my first real scene after doing nothing but like amateur stuff after my 3-month contract was with Jovan Jordan. and he is so thick. I think I'm actually wanting to, I might Google it so I can make sure that I'm like fact checking and saying, but I think it's 9 inches in circumference. That's like that he said it's like a reverse birth, and it was he's so gentle and such an angel, but I was like, I cannot fuck you again because this is too much cock. Like this is not enjoyable. And like I love that people love that scene, and I love it too because I feel like I did so well. Um, but I can imagine being that big and like not I'm like, that's too much.
You, I just Googled it and you're not wrong.
Yeah? Okay, yeah, it's
So it's actually, wait, yeah. So penis length,
let's
11
give the stats
inches.
on Jovan.
Penis girth,
Hmm.
0.5 inches or 22 centimeters. Oh,
Oh my
no,
God.
no.
No, it was crazy. The craziest thing is that he's the sweetest, most gentle lover of a person. He is like an amazing performer, and I can't sing like enough praises of him. He's just such a wonderful guy. But I just told him honestly, I was like, oh my God, like I don't think that photos prepared me. I think photos make it look smaller than it is. It's like,
It obviously depends on the angles the pictures are being taken and
yeah.
stuff, but like, oof, girl.
These men out
I
here are tripods. They're they're literal tripods. It's crazy.
For real, they're so thick.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Honestly, it feels so good, but like when you first see it, you get there and you're like, don't break me.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. No, I
But
think in like you said, intimidating. It's like, how do you approach this beast? You know, how do you how do you slay this and do, and no, it ended up being a really hot scene. It's for Pogged. And I that is one of my favorite scenes to date, just because I love the way it was shot. It made me feel beautiful, like seeing it. And also just he's such a great performer. But yeah, in my personal life, I'm more of a this is crazy. I'm more of a quickie, and I don't need after so many inches. It's just for show. I feel like like I don't need it that much. I know it's such a like unsexy answer, but maybe not the answer fans want.
the average like pussy is not that long.
Yeah,
Let me Google it. Just
yeah. Please
uh,
Google this.
the average depth of a vagina is around 2 to 5 inches.
Oh my gosh.
2 to 5. And
You hear
mind
that,
you,
guys? All
honestly,
you need is a good 3 incher.
Thank you. Yes.
honestly,
Yes.
like I I like 6 to 7 inches. That's kind of where I'm at right now. But like I don't need anything bigger than that. That's why I
Yeah.
go more for the girth, but not
Um,
too girthy, not like
yeah.
a soda can,
Yeah.
like I want to be able to walk after.
Yes. You're gonna have to get helicoptered out. Just like
Right? Like, but mind you, our pussies do kind of get longer with how turned on we are, but on average, it's like, you know, I'd say 2 to 3 inches, and then you hitting in there, and we're getting a little bit longer in there to essentially accept more.
yeah.
We are tiny, and mind you, Alexa, I think you and I are the same height, if I'm correct. You're 5'1", right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're the same height, so there's like only so much in there.
It's so funny because I've heard from so many guys that they're like, I think the little, like the petite girls are the ones who take the biggest dicks. I was like, what? Like
Well,
maybe there's
Yeah, because they wanna feel like dominated.
yeah.
Mm, we're onto
Plus, mind
something.
you,
We're
if you put us with someone who is even like 5'8", and we still look tiny.
oh yeah.
I feel like that's kind of what it is like we may kind of take the same size as taller women,
Hmm.
but it just looks like we're able to take more just because of our size difference.
Yeah, I think they also, like you said, it's like the contrast. They're like, it does look really cute. I will say I've seen lots of porn like that where the girl is holding it and she's like this. Their hands
Yeah.
are just like so tiny. Yeah.
See,
Or
It's so
have it
interesting.
like
I'm one,
right here, and you're like,
and all of them are like 5'11" or taller, and the short kings that just fade in the background. Short kings,
No, no, no. Nobody
short
should sleep
kings,
on the
short
short king.
king.
Nobody should sleep on a short king. Mm-mm.
5'6", not
Yes.
getting taller.
I always say laying down or height doesn't matter.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Like once we
Well,
lay down, like those aren't the inches
I
I'm
mean,
worried about.
it still does. If you're really tall and you try to get in 69, someone's not gonna be like, someone's gonna be scrunched.
Yes.
True, true.
Yeah, they gotta like like yeah, you can't do 69 if you're super short. Like their head be at your kneecap. You know,
Yeah. The
yeah,
anatomy just doesn't doesn't
it doesn't work
yeah.
unless someone's riding you is one thing, but yeah, you can't do everything,
Yeah.
and you can't just like have sex with them standing up if like you really short because unless you got them like up on your that's a whole different story.
Done
So
it. Mind you, like just depending how tall they are, of course. Just wear some pleasers. Wear some like stripper heels,
that make it worse because
They'll
you're
keep
Yeah.
even
you
taller.
balanced. Yep.
He's even taller then.
Yeah.
I
Like,
well, you you either wear heels or don't, just according to their height. Just
yeah,
Oh yeah.
if you wear 3 inch
Bust out the
heels,
flamingo
you're
or the
taller than
adore.
me.
exactly.
Like if you wear 3 inch heels, you're taller than me already. So
That's true. That's true. So with
short
you, I
people.
wouldn't need to wear heels. Hmm.
Okay, so earlier before we did start, I did say there's one question that we do ask everybody that, is one of those annoying questions. So since you are still
No.
new in this industry,
Yeah.
who are your top five you have not worked with yet that you want to work with?
Um, I mean, they're all women, as weird as it sounds, except for one. Is that
It could be women, it could be TS, it could be male, it could be
okay?
like whatever someone want to identify themselves as.
Yeah. Well, um, Isaiah Maxwell is a legend.
Not a
I mean,
woman, but okay.
yeah. No, I know,
I
but I
mean,
just was like, I'm a proud man, because
you said they're all women. Then you come out and
yeah,
say
because I was like,
Isaiah
I'm gonna give.
Maxwell.
Well, I wanted no, I wanted to, give people something other than just women, because they're gonna be like,
No,
okay,
this is no, this is about you. It's all about you. So they'll say like they'll accept it because they know who you want to work with. So they
yeah,
say if I see a scene with Alexa and Brittany, and she really want to work with Brittany, I'd be
yeah,
down for her to work with Brittany. I'm
awesome,
just throwing a name
Hmm.
out there. There's nobody named Brittany that I can think of right off. But yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
yeah.
Hmm.
And I
Didn't
always
know, Brittany.
say. Oh, no, just gonna say that I'm really, really into women, like more so than men. Like
That's
probably
cool.
it's gonna disappoint some people, but but
It's cool.
I
You like what you
genuinely
like.
love to. Yeah. So I love Tommy King. I love Gia Derza. I think oh my God, like the list is endless, but just to be like and the funny thing is I would let them like abuse me just like completely. So like no sex even. They just like step on me or something. Um and there's some people though that I really admire that are no longer in porn. But yeah, I have my eye on like a few women and stuff, and it would be a dream come true. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And you still need to give us two more.
Oh yeah, yeah. Um, I'm like nervous. I'm like, oh well. Uh, I'm just gonna skip over it. I'm just gonna give you two instead, so then that way I can, too nervous.
Oh,
Get
it's
it?
okay.
So those were your top three then.
Mm, yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
we appreciate that. You know what you
Yeah.
want, and we
Yeah.
appreciate that. We hope that you get that. We hope that
Thank you.
by the time this airs, you did it. You did a four-way with all of them.
Oh.
And
That
it, and
that's
I and
fun.
it is
Love to watch.
it's called We Take Down Alexa, and all three of
Ooh,
them are just on you.
yes.
Mm-hmm. Mind you, I could
Slowly.
totally see Gia Durza doming you.
Oh
Yes,
yeah. Oh
definitely.
my God.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
With the strap on and everything. Yes.
It's so crazy because she's such a good switch, like I've seen
Mhm.
so many things where it's such a varied role, and I know that you have also worked for Evil Angel. Um, so I just think I love them so much. I admire them, like the performances and just the brand itself, and it's just like, oh my God. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
Work
beauty,
with
so much
them.
beauty. And it's hard work, like really hard. I'm like, holy shit. And I see
Uh,
some scenes of like, ah.
what switching things or just girl things?
No, just like whether it's boy, girl, or like just kind of like, I mean, think about it. Usually guys set the pace, so if it's a girl and they're doing heavy, like rough stuff, I really admire that they're like,
Honestly, because like I always say, I was telling someone this the other day, I've
hmm
only ever shot two boy girl scenes. Like I only used to shoot girl. And honestly, the first boy girl I shot was with this girl right here and Chris Does recently. And I've been in shooting porn for 17 years. And I feel that the majority of the time, girls knows what girls want. So it's a
hmm
little easier for them to like to move around more because they say,
yeah,
"Oh, we're doing this," and I know because I'm feeling good doing this, you want me to do this, and I feel that the dynamic is a lot better because
hmm
I mean you're a female and you know what females want because you are a female,
yeah,
and yeah, so it's a lot easier for in my opinion from what I've shot. Because usually if it's a boy girl whatever, it's like, oh, I'm gonna pick her up and do this really quick, and sometimes
yeah,
he's not expecting it, or is unprepared or is not prepared for it. So she's trying to get in position, and it's easier for girls to get into the position they want to get into because they know what they like. And that's just my opinion, y'all.
yeah,
Don't take it for fact, y'all out there listening. That's just my viewpoint.
I mean, I also feel like with girl as opposed to boy, we're able to actually slow it down and make it
hmm
more sensual, you
yeah,
know?
because
Because
people
like
want to see you kiss.
exactly, they want to see that sensual making out, maybe kissing downwards
hmm
until you get where you need to go, you know? Like,
Yes.
but with like girls, it's like you do like a couple of kisses and then you go straight down there and you just start sucking, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I'm not trying to like say that my boy girls aren't sensual, but I
Yeah,
do feel like my girls are like at least twice as sensual as my boy girls, you know? So
yeah.
it's I feel like there's definitely a beauty to it.
hmm
Hmm.
So, Miss Alexa, so we gotta wrap up. We took a little of your time. Where can everybody
No.
find everything? Yeah, we can always have you back on.
Okay.
Let's yeah. Uh we train of thought. Where can everybody find you? Buy your content. People out there, don't be thieves. Buy your content and everything.
So I'm only on X and Insta. My OnlyFans has not launched. It did briefly, and then I want people to beg for it, so I'm gonna wait and make yeah,
Please.
please. And like I'm also a person, so like I have things that I do besides the boring things I like glaze over. But Chains Alexa with three X's on X or Twitter, and Chains Alexa on Insta.
Where can everybody find you, Miss Sarah Lace?
You guys can find me on imsarahLace.com. All of my links and my social medias will be on there.
You can find us at the Burbank Misfits on Instagram, Burbank Misfits on Facebook and Blue Sky, and on the Twitter. You can find me at RAWSTARR on Instagram, and on the Twitter, and on Blue Sky. And you can find us at burbankmisfits.com. That says everything we do from fitness, from Sarah Lace's stuff, from our merchandise, and everything that we do for fun in this crazy world that we occupy. And I want to make sure that all you go out there and support everything Miss Alexa Chang does because she is such a great, wonderful, brilliant human being, and she is so much fun. And we will see you all next week. Thanks, no, but seriously, thanks for coming on. We really appreciate you, your joy, a pleasure, and yeah, we can always have you back on. We just don't want to take too much of your time today, and yeah, we'll see you all next week.
Having a life scholarship and being able to afford to go to college made me feel inspired to go.
When I got a life scholarship, it was such a relief.
I knew that I wanted to have an impact. Having a life scholarship through the SC Education Lottery was huge. It gave me the opportunity to make that impact right here at home.
The South Carolina Education Lottery. A better you, a better us, a better South Carolina. Visit sceducationlottery.com/betteryou.